All right. So last and maybe least, I find myself I find myself rooting for Ron Rivera. I want him to resurrect this franchise, but I'm getting impatient. I'm trying to root for the guy, and I'm getting impatient. Is this the year they're going to get this turned around in Washington?
I whew, sure doesn't feel like it. Like they've made some interesting moves in the offseason that are, like I see what you're trying to do, and it seems like more this is a let's build for the future. They have some foundation blocks there, but they're not ready to compete, and I think the front office understands that. And some of the moves they made kind of show that. Like they got a right tackle for 3 years, 24 million. Not a massive contract, but somebody stable to come in, another guy to protect whatever quarterback they get, Nick Gates. Like I understand what they're doing. Jacoby Brissett coming in, the ultimate backup in the NFL right now. Like if you want a backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett seems to be that guy from just his knowledge of football and what he brings as a backup for a young quarterback. And so I see what they're doing. And I saw what they were doing last year, and building for the future is good. But until you have a guy at quarterback, that's the biggest question. They're not picking in a spot in the first round where there's really going to be a quarterback you want to take at 16 right there. None of the guys that are top flight guys are going to be available at that point. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. They have currently, I checked the salary cap numbers at about 4 o'clock on Monday, March 20th. And the current number right now is 38.43 million. So they have plenty of cap space to go out and sign any number of the free agents that are out there to keep making their team better. I think they've drafted well for the most part over the last couple of years. Obviously, not every pick is going to be a home run, but they've drafted some guys that are really talented, and we're able to extend Terry McLaurin. So the building blocks are there, but can they get the guys in free agency and through the draft to be competitive? That's really going to be the biggest question for them. And again, who is going to be their quarterback?
So my question for you is, and we watched Jacoby Brissett for many years, and Jacoby Brissett won't hurt you, right? I mean, that's his biggest plus. Carson Wentz could light the whole goddamn place up, but he could also throw 4 interceptions in 7 minutes and sink the ship just quickly. Brissett won't do either. He's very steady. He's very calm. He's a great game manager. Can they repeat the success of like the 2000 Baltimore Ravens and build a team around a mediocre quarterback and win a Super Bowl? Is that where they're headed? You think? Can they put this on Jacoby's shoulders and ride this out?
Well, like you said, he's safe. So from that aspect, it's certainly possible, especially with the way that the defense is built. Right, the front for Washington, we've been saying it for years. As long as those guys are healthy, they have one of the best fronts in the league. They just locked up Deron Payne for another 4 years. One of the biggest, I think, the biggest interior defensive lineman contract outside of Aaron Donald in NFL history for him. So they're very good up front. They're getting better up front on the offensive side. And obviously they have the weapons on offense. For what you want to say about the Commanders, they have the weapons around the quarterback. It's just a matter of getting that guy. And with what I think they do in the draft by going heavy on defense, like I have them taking Joey Porter Jr. With the number 16 pick, coming out of Penn State. He is going to be a very good pro at his position. His dad was a very good linebacker. He's going to be a great corner in the NFL. And then I have them taking a linebacker, which has been a position of need for them for a couple of years. A guy coming out of Washington State, Dion Henley. So, again, I have them going defense heavy in the draft and filling some holes there. I think that they have a chance to be more competitive is what I'll say. I don't think, especially with the teams that are in their division, I don't think they're a playoff team this year, unless something miraculous happens at quarterback. Maybe they somehow are in the Lamar Jackson sweepstakes. They have the salary cap space to be able to do something like that. They have draft picks to be able to do something like that. But to answer your question, I don't think Washington is going to be able to win a Super Bowl or compete for a Super Bowl with Jacoby Brissett, no matter what they put around him.
So let's I have a question for you, and kind of explore this a little bit. The Commanders were 12th in the league in rushing yard per rush, but I can't find where they were the defensive statistics. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take a stingy defense and a punishing running game where you're just controlling the clock. You're controlling the clock, and then your defense is rested, and when they get on the field, they just absolutely brutalize the offense. And I don't remember where the Commanders' defense was at, and I haven't. I mean, because this is something I just, the question I just posed to you. I don't know that I haven't looked this up, but let's do that. Let's take a look at what they're doing and see whether they brought Brissett in for a backup or if they're making the moves to upgrade this offensive line and upgrade the defense to try to follow that template. Let's break that down in the next couple months.